Welcome to Nano Podcast. This is a family podcast where we discuss everyday family issues. Please like, share, and subscribe to the podcast.
Yeah, today podcast we're going to discuss about social media, how parents are affecting their children's future through social media. Understand? I'm going to start with a quote from Brian Solis. The quote goes this way: "The good thing about social media is that it gives everyone a voice. The bad thing about social media is that it gives everybody a voice."
Yeah, social media has changed the way that we interact with each other as people and as humans and as parents alike. The way we see each other and the way we see ourselves. It's made it easier for everyone to connect to one another. It's given a lot of people the platform to express themselves, and people out there are willing to listen to them.
Yeah, it's giving a lot of people the avenue to express themselves, to connect to one another. Like we said, you can see that the world we are living now is quite different from the ones our parents lived and raised their children. You know, with technologies and social media in particular, it has made it quite different from decades ago. Do you understand how parents raise their kids?
Yeah. As a parent, it's difficult and challenging to raise your child. But social media and the internet have amplified those challenges. It may be different for other people, but how can you find a piece of helpful advice, maintain a healthy perspective when social media has a way of making someone feel inadequate and imperfect? Especially when you look at some parents with perfections writing all over their family pictures.
That's what the problem is. You know, like you said earlier, our parents, when they grow up, it's quite different. There's most of the things were private. Do you understand? They raise their children without any judgment. They raise their children. They focus on raising children. Now the social media has made it open now. Like if you click on social media, you can see families that trying to make other parents look inadequate, like you said, make them feel as if maybe they're not good parents. And it's affecting a lot of families, affecting a lot of parents, because now they want to, they're pushing themselves more harder to get that, without knowing that sometimes it's not what you see on the social media.
Yeah, it's not how it seems.
It's not like that. Do you understand? So you can see that the world we are living now is quite different, like I said, from the one our parents they lived in and where they raised their children. You understand? You know?
Yeah, but how are parents affecting their kids' future on social media? That's the question.
So social media has deprived a lot of children the attention from their parents. It has taken away time the parents are supposed to share or relate with their kids. Time they're supposed to, that quality time they're supposed to have.
They're supposed to have with their family.
With the family.
Yeah.
You understand? You see that some parents, what they do most times, they prefer to keep their children in front of the television, tablet. Most of them stay in front of the screen for a long time. You understand? They keep their children there, instead of having that quality time with them. Do you understand what I mean? So it's out there. These things can lead to those children being disconnected from their parents. I made them to be solace. That they seek that solace, they seek that time. They enjoy that time they spend in front of the television. They get connected to the screen. They get connected to the television instead of getting connected to their parents. Do you get me?
Yeah.
Because their parents, what do? They keep them in front of the television just to have time on their phone to do whatever they have to do.
Whatever they do.
Do you understand? So the children just gonna be there. Do you understand? It's kind of in front of the screen. Sometimes those kids don't receive that attention from their parents due to work. The parents go to work and they come back. The quality time they're supposed to spend with those kids, the kids will not receive it. Do you understand? And that time, instead of them to give it to them, they prefer to give them tablet. And those kids will do what?
They'll use it.
They use it to spend more time on the tablet. So those are the things. And they find out there's a gap between child and parents relationship. And those kids might grow up tomorrow and get affected psychologically because of that.
They'll start thinking that, oh, my mom or dad, they didn't spend time with me. I didn't have any family time. They were never with me. They were just telling me to use my phone or my tablet or watch TV. I was alone. I didn't have anyone to talk to. I didn't have that attention.
That's what I'm saying. So there will be a gap in between. And that gap is what social media have taken.
Because then their kids, they won't, all of the stuff that if they're spending quality time, they'll start trusting each other. The kid will, anything that they feel that they need to say to their parents, they'll say it.
Yeah.
But since they haven't had that quality time with each other, if there's anything wrong with their child, he wouldn't say it to them. Or she wouldn't say it to them.
And you have to understand that even most of the kids that are growing now with social media, they get more connected to people they see on the screen and people they meet on social media than their parents. Understand? So those are the things that social media is like, it's bringing.
Yeah, but maybe due to lack of money or the parents want more followers on social media, some parents can go to the extent of showing naked bodies on social media without even minding the consequences of their actions. As they normally say that sex sells, most of them are looking at the short-term gain. In other words, quick money, they don't care about their children's future.
Yeah, it's money. Most people, they're looking at the money without even considering the consequences of their actions. You understand? You already said about some of them going to the extent of showing their naked body on the internet because maybe they want more followers. They want people to follow them and all that without even thinking about the consequences of what that would bring. And some of them, like I said, may not even have the children yet. But
they're thinking of having children.
Yeah, but maybe in future they might think, you understand, thinking of having children. All those things is out there in the public domain. And anything that is on the internet,
they can find it,
Yeah, it's out in there. It's not secret. No matter whatever they...
Even if you delete it, you can still find it.
It's out there. Do you understand? So when they're putting out their naked bodies and on that, there's consequences. And those consequences is what they don't really understand and they don't think about first. Okay, so I don't know. There are a lot of consequences about it.
Yeah. And one of those consequences is when those children grow, maybe after graduating from university and they're looking for a job, their parents' community might turn out to be an obstacle for the position thereafter.
Yes, the ones that have children, or you understand, with the kids now, due to maybe the parents have made a little bit of money or something, they've sent them to a school, they're going to finish and graduate from university, and they come out now, they want to start looking for a job. Do you understand? The position they're going for might be a critical position because of their parents' actions. The company might get hold of that video or that 1 minute, you understand, video or that picture. What do you think they're gonna see?
They're gonna think that their child is just the same as them.
There won't be any trust. They will not entrust their company future into that child, no matter what grade the person has in university. Do you understand what I mean? Just because of that parents' actions.
Because of that one thing.
Yeah, it's affecting the child now.
Yeah.
Do you get me? Those are the things parents most times we don't understand. We don't seem to put into consideration.
Yeah, and two, let's say that the child is in secondary school and they can be bullied because of that. They can be bullied because of the nude video or picture. And let's say, for example, their friends get hold of their parents' picture on the internet. What do they think their friends will do? They'll end up laughing laughing at the child. He end up being a laughing stock.
That's what I'm saying. So those things, when the kids, like you said, when a person might be, it's not only when they're in secondary school, everywhere. It can be in university, it can be in primary school, it can be in a workplace. The parents, someone can just lay hand over on all those videos.
They might use it for bad.
Everything. A lot of things. You see that, yeah? The child will be a laughing stock. It's gonna be bullied. How? What do they think? How would the child feel? Do you understand what I mean? Those are the things like we have to put into consideration and what we are putting out there in the public domain. Understand? You have to think before. There's consequences of that. Not because of money. Money is out there. You can make the money. But it's how do you make the money? Those are the things we have to put into consideration as well.
And finally, it can destroy their child's ambition. They might ambition to become the CEO of an organization or they might want to be in a top political post. What do you think will happen?
That is something that, as most of us are in diaspora, most of parents there, I can see most of them, they're working hard, They're working so hard to put their children, maybe like to push their children to know what is happening in the society. Some of the children, you see them, they're becoming counselors. They're trying to be into political arena. They have the ambition. Some of them wants to be a CEO of a company one day. They're working so hard to be in there. So, but when the child works so hard, you get into that position. Do you understand what I mean? It's done everything right. Like we said earlier, that technology had made it easier for us to connect to each other. It has helped a lot of families to put food on their table. What we are trying to say is that the reason why you use social media, or whatever the reason before you post or send out anything on the social media, think about the consequences. Do you get me? Think about what the consequences is. More especially parents with children, those that their children will know when they grow up. I know that. Don't allow your actions to hold them back. Do you understand? That child is there now. He has the ambition. He was done everything right. He's getting to the position of becoming a mayor, a councillor of a state, or top CEO in a company, or wants to be a prime minister. Then what do you think the opposition party will do?
They'll get hold of them. Yeah.
Once they get hold of that video, that picture, it becomes a scandal.
They can use it against them.
That's it. Finish. All these years, the child tried. They've done everything right. The parents, they did that maybe out of ignorance. They were looking, maybe like you said earlier, they are poor or they need money. They've done that to make that money, to send that child to the better school. Now, he's done everything right, like you said. Just that 1 minute. What happened? All his ambitions.
Down. Changed his whole life.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that small nude picture, nude video, etc. might come back to haunt your child's future. God forbid that it's the same way that you said about, God forbid that your illustrious child has done everything right, went to university, got good grades, and he came out with excellent grades. He joins a political party and works his way or her way up to the top. Just at the time to be prime minister, that 1 minute of stupid nudity.
That's 1 minute.
Just like that.
Just like that.
And from the internet, their parent calls for the resignation. Think about it. Do you think they'll forgive their parents?
I don't think so.
Yeah, because even at the start when they were little, their parents was telling them they weren't having that quality time together. Their parents were sending them to a good school, to get good grades, but They weren't having that family time. They weren't talking to each other and everything. They weren't having that quality time together. They weren't having that trust, the bond together.
No, it's part of it. But this thing is this year, the parents have done what they did in order to make money, like you said. Most of them, they needed followers. They made that money. They made name for themselves. And what they did, they didn't put into consideration that they're going to have children. Now the children, the ones going to live the consequences of their parents' actions. We all normally say that parents is extension, or children is extension of their parents, right? So now the children is going to carry those play card in front of them, wherever they go. They've done, like we said now, they've done everything right. They went to go to school. They worked themselves up to the position of becoming a CEO. You know what it is? How
hard
brilliant
they worked,
the
how
child
hard
will
they
be.
worked.
What they get to that. How hard they work. Only for that 1 minute, 5 seconds, or 10 minutes, even if it's no matter what it is, nude or inappropriate video or remarks. It's not only about nudity video. There are some remarks. There are some things you will say that is in public domain. Do you understand what I mean? Maybe a racist word, something. At the end of the day, people are gonna like say that, yeah, this is inappropriate. How do you expect the company or that organization to entrust their company future in the hand of that child? But it's not the child.
It's the parent.
It's the parents' behavior. What happened to them? What they did. Now
They
he's
think-
following the children.
They'll start thinking that their child will reflect their parent.
That's what it is, because they cannot trust that child. Do you understand what I mean? No matter how it is. So, but it's quite different. What we're saying is mostly people that are in diaspora, people that are in developed countries will understand what we're saying. It's quite different from Africa, because Africa leaders or out in Africa, they know their way. They know how to manipulate things the way they're doing. Do you understand what I mean? But what I'm saying is that no matter what, how we as parents, before you click send, think about your actions. Think about the consequences of that send to the platform or whatever social media you're sending it to. Think about what it's going to be. Because at the short time, you might get the followers. At the short time, you might get the money you're looking for. But at the long run, what are the consequences? Do you understand what I mean? Because your children will come after you. And they're going to carry that how long? Those are the consequences. So those are the ways parents have fed their children through social media. Social media is a very good platform. It's amazing. It has helped a lot of families. It's touched so many souls. People can express their feelings. People can relate to people. As we are talking, as we are reaching out to people now, it's through social media. So the advantages of it is enormous. Anything that has advantage always has disadvantage. That is how life is. So before you send post, think about the consequences. That's what we're saying.
Yeah.
Because social media is here. It's not going anywhere. It's our duty to control it.
Yeah. Thank you for watching this podcast. Thank you for listening to us. And thank you for staying to the end. Please like, share, and subscribe. And share this to your friends.
And don't forget that family is everything.
Thank you.
Thank you.